There's a scripture that says, God does exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or even think. And I wasn't going to pray today, but I did want to take a look at the future based on what God has done in the past. We're in an organization that focuses on children. So I'd like to tell you, through the lens of the past, how God might be using our organization and using our faith to help the children in the future. Once upon a time, 32 years ago, I was introduced to an 8th grader named Kyle. He played for my basketball team, and his grandfather told me about a young man named Dante. You could see the community start to grow. He was a muscle-bound 8th grader in Akron who needed tutoring, and the grandfather made a deal. If he passed the 8th grade with my help, he would buy him a brand new pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoes. So Dante earned those Michael Jordan tennis shoes. A 6th grader in my father's elementary school class was the son of a dentist. And he said, I don't need Christmas presents this year. How about we help a needy family? So Dante, his 3 brothers, his mom who was in prison, and his grandmother had the best Christmas they ever had. Dante was aided several times, including getting a GED and going to junior college, getting a scholarship to Auburn, graduating, playing football in Canada and the NFL. But he married, started a family, and got a job in the local fire department on his own. During that journey in the 90s, Kyle's family introduced me to a man named Keith Dambra. He started coaching at a school in Akron, I'm from Ohio, called St. Vincent St. Mary. A local minister that I was mentoring also was enrolling his children there and his basketball team. And we met them all at the same time. And Coach Keith said, I need you to talk to these 4 freshmen, especially these 2 that come from a rough background, and they need a lot of attention. They need all of us. One of them was named Willie, who ended up becoming athletic director in the area, and the director of the I Promise School in Akron that LeBron started. The other was LeBron James. Backtracking a little, Dante and his girlfriend had a baby when they were 16. Their family was not supportive, of course. The families were difficult to begin with. So when they had the baby in the hospital, there was no family to come support them, except for me, and I took the picture, the one picture they had of their baby. Many years later, Dante Jr. was also going to that same St. Vincent St. Mary High School, going through the same things that I went through with the LeBron era, where we would just study the Bible at lunchtime, and I would help them with chapels, personal counsel, instruction, guidance, through all the phases of their life that they were going through, good and bad, even some kind of drug abuse with certain guys. A few years later, Dante became the top football player in Ohio, Mr. Football, went to Ohio State, and today he's a coach on the Wisconsin University football staff, helping other young people. Dante Sr. is a lieutenant on the Akron Fire Department. I tell you these stories not because you might be interested in football or sports or basketball. I could tell you what I was doing at the same time as my mission, my ministry, Team Jam, because I was working as a juvenile officer in Cleveland. I found that when I was an assistant pastor in the church for 6 years after Bible college, I couldn't get the kids to come to church as easily as I could if I went to them. And in the prisons, got a captive audience. So I spent 25 years there until I retired, but I continued to do this ministry. And then 5 years ago, I moved from Ohio. My wife and I moved to Florida. We started attending Kiwanis lunches and meeting young people. For example, Gerard from Flagler Palm Coast. Gerard was having questions about his scholarship. The Key Club teacher asked me to come help him analyze it. He went to school, wanted to drop out by October. So the Key Club advisor asked me to continue to call. And when we called, we developed a little bit of a friendship. He stayed in school. And at Christmas time, we went to dinner. And then over the phone lines, he introduced me to a friend of his from the Ivory Coast in Africa who was going to school with him. And at spring break, we had dinner together. And then a couple of weeks ago, we started meeting up again. And, well, you'll have to wait to witness the rest of the story because all of us are involved in it. Thank you.